Worldwide outbreak of a new infectious disease, monkeypox. Are your pets at risk? Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Click there to subscribe, hit the bell to sign up for notifications, and then when you click the link directly in the box below, I can send you a copy of my free book. Now there's a new virus going around. It's getting a ton of news coverage. Like, do you need to be concerned about your dogs, your cats? This isn't a new disease. Monkeypox, it was first discovered in 1958 in Africa in a colony of monkeys. The first human case, it was documented in 1970. What's unusual and why there's so much news coverage is this disease, it's primarily just been concentrated in about 10 countries in Africa. Now we're seeing this like global worldwide spread. Prior to 2022, most cases, they've been directly linked to Africa. Either it's been people that have been in close contact with someone who's contracted monkeypox and or relating to imported animals. It's been shown that rodents and non-human primates, i.e. monkeys, they're reservoirs for the virus and they potentially can spread that to people. What is monkeypox? Well, it starts out similar to signs of the flu. You got fever, headaches, muscle ache, chills, exhaustion. You can have backache, swollen lymph nodes. 1 to 3 days after a fever, patients develop a rash, starts on the face, starts to spread to other parts of the body. The rash, it changes. It starts out as small bumps or macules, progresses in a thing called vesicles, where you have to see clear fluid-filled bumps. Those are going to rupture out to pustules, eventually ending up with scab. And that can be spread throughout the body. They're looking at a course of illness lasting somewhere between 2 to 4 weeks. Part of the big concern with the disease is there is a substantial mortality rate, and we're looking at upwards of 10%. Right? So 100 people contract the disease, 10 of those may die. It's very similar to smallpox vaccine. It provides upwards of 85% immunity. And how is this disease transmitted? We saw that most people are getting it from direct contact with someone else who has this disease. They have monkeypox. It can be aerosolized, although it's believed that the aerosols, they can't carry miles away. It's going to be fairly direct contact. External secretions, like maybe it's saliva, etc., from someone else who's infected with the virus. As a person has an open wound, and it's transmitted that way. Part of the reason I'm doing this video is that animals are deemed to be a reservoir. And there was a substantial outbreak in 2003 in the United States, and that was linked to animals. Someone imported 800 different animals, primarily rodents, small mammals from Africa. This included the African rat, a few different types of squirrels, one called a rope squirrel, one called a tree squirrel, and even a type of porcupine called a brush-tailed porcupine. So many of these animals, they were infected with the monkeypox virus. And in the same facility, they also housed prairie dogs that were being sold in the pet trade. So some of these animals that were infected with the monkeypox virus infected the prairie dogs, which then made their way into several households in the US. And what were the clinical signs of monkeypox, for instance, in these prairie dogs? You're gonna have a cough, fever, maybe eye infections, conjunctivitis. Similar to people having the flu virus. It's an animal with the flu virus. And then it can spread, showing up as a rash, and ultimately seeing these pox-like lesions. Your dogs or cats, they seem to be really safe. There's no risk to date of any dog, any cat ever contracting the monkeypox virus. I don't think you need to worry. I do admit if I was in veterinary practice now, I'd be a little bit cautious. If I'm ever to see an animal that comes in that's got fever, muscle aches, eye infection, I see a bit of a rash, I'd be like, okay. Those same people during that outbreak, they had dogs and they had cats, and nobody's dog or cat was infected. As it sits now, you and I, our dogs or cats, they're pretty darn safe. And if you put it into a big global perspective, 160 cases, over 7 billion people worldwide, the odds pretty darn slim. But it's good to be aware, be aware of exactly, how serious is it or not, the risk to yourselves, your dogs or cats. If anything changes, I'll keep you guys updated, but for now, I think there's no cause for concern. Thanks again for watching. It's Dr. Jones.